Hello and welcome to our very first edition of us doing review of our own film, going back to our Friday night X Factors from Packers Bears. We're coming back on Monday to kind of review what we talked about. So we're going to play the tape from Friday, and then we're going to talk about the X Factors and what the contributions that they made were. So some X Factors for this game. Mine is Khalil Herbert. So there's a lot of talk about what Justin Fields can do in the running game. But if the Packers can allocate fewer defenders to the running back, it's more that they can dedicate to containing Justin Fields. So if Khalil Herbert, like Jake brought up with yards before and after contact, if the Packers can kind of neutralize Khalil Herbert and make him a non-factor, I think that benefits the Packers massively because they can focus more on Justin Fields then. So Khalil Herbert in this game had 9 carries for 27 yards. That's obviously a 3.0 yards per carry, and 3 receptions for 37 yards. That is 64 total yards for the Bears starting running back. I think that is a great job by the Packers defense to neutralize Khalil Herbert.
To be honest with you, I think Roschon Johnson looked a little bit better, looked a little bit more explosive, was hitting the holes a little bit more, was reading the defense better, and that may factor into us playing a little bit more prevent defense with us up by 4 scores. So, yeah, they did a very good job. So good call by you, buddy.
I'll accept that answer for Roschon Johnson just because I had him in my top 15 running backs in the draft. But I do agree with you on the playing a little bit softer defense.
Uh-huh.
Bryant, who is your X factor?
So my X factor this game, and Jake kind of alluded to it earlier, is Matt LaFleur. I'm really looking for, does he have this team prepared for week 1 compared to previous seasons? We have struggled mightily under Matt LaFleur week 1. I think we're 2-2, but one of those wins was against Chicago, and we put up like 10 points or whatever it was, and we beat them 10-7 or 10-3 or whatever it was. So now is our team playing in the preseason have us more prepared? Also, you kind of just talked about it, or one of you said they're going to have to blitz them like crazy. Is Chicago going to look at the Kansas City tape and be like, okay, we just all blitz him and he's going to struggle? I kind of hope they do. I would love for that because I think he's way more mentally prepared and ready for that. But has Matt LaFleur really, got them prepared? They're already facing some adversity because, like I said, you could throw Christian Watson a 10 or 5-yard pass and he might take it to the house. So we're missing that home run hitter, but there's still enough players around him that if he has the time, he should be able to make something happen. Jaden Reed's going to get open. Romeo Dobbs is going to get open. Luke Musgrave. I know I said Toure might be our field stretcher. Look for Luke Musgrave up to see him in this game. Like, he's going to get behind some people. And then Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, who both can catch the ball well out of the backfield. So my X factor is Matt LaFleur and how ready he has this team and how amped up he has his team to go into Chicago and play.
Man, so just right off the top, the Packers scored 38 points. That's easily the most that they've had under Matt LaFleur. It is also the most that the Bears have allowed in week 1 in over 20 years.
Damn.
So what do you think about Bryant's X factor being Matt LaFleur?
I will say when the game started and you see LaFleur and Love on the sidelines and, they're dapping it up, they're hugging, they're talking, they look like they're having like a real conversation as like real friends, not like as coach and quarterback. They look like they were like connected as friends. I thought that was kind of a dangerous look for the Bears, at least. Having those two on the same wavelength. I want to give them credit for one more thing because we noticed it in the Browns and Bengals game. Look how rusty that offense looked without Joe Burrow and the entire preseason. Bryant pointed out that the Packers players played all preseason, so they got all the practice reps in. They were ready to go. And yeah, Bryant hit on a lot of stuff, saying Musgrave was going to get behind people. Jaden Reed was going to get open. Bryant had a fantastic episode Friday, and it showed right here.
And I'll throw in one more thing, too, about Aaron Jones being a factor in the passing game. He nailed that, too. So we got one more X factor, and it is your guy. So I like that one. That's a good one. Jake, who is your X factor?
Before I give this, I just got to give some props to Bryant, dude. You are having a fantastic show so far, dude. You're impressing me right now, dude. That was great. You're doing great so far. Just wanted to.
You know what? Here you go. You get to move up to the top row.
Top row, baby. Put me on the bottom. My X factor is Devontae Wyatt. I think he's going against a Cody Whitehair and left tackle Braxton Jones. I don't even vaguely know who those people are if they didn't play for the Bears, to be honest with you. The only reason I know who they are is because we play them twice a year. He has to become the tag team partner that we thought we drafted in the first round, get pressure on Fields. I mean, you don't really have to force him out of the pocket because he does it himself. I'm sorry I keep saying that, but it's true. If you ever watch his tape, the guy literally looks at one guy and just like, fuck it, I guess I'll just run. Like, why are you doing any of that? But get pressure on Fields, stuff the run, and really, like I said, man, make that first round value hit because we thought we got a gem last year. Let's see if it's true.
All right, what do you have to say for yourself?
A little pat on the back. And if I could pat Devontae Wyatt's back, I would, because he was absolutely an animal yesterday. Stuffing the run, the whole D-line, the whole front seven, honestly, deserves some credit for this. We'll get more into this run game and this pass rush and this entire defense, really, performance on Friday. So look forward to that, everybody. But I knew that Kenny was going to get doubled, right? We know Kenny's going to get doubled, and we know that we have to have a guy win. And something that I think was really surprising was how quickly he gets off the snap. That's something that I took for granted. I was looking for the power and just really the presence up the middle with the run game. But, man, is he quick for a big man. Him chasing down Justin Fields on his sack was impressive. Watching LVN chase down Fields and throw him like a 10-year-old was crazy to me. But, yeah, this team is well coached up front. You could tell that for sure. And I had a feeling that we were going to have to win up front because Justin Fields, like I said right here, he will look at his first read and he's just like, I'm out. And you know why he does that? Because you watch that pick six he threw. He tried to stay in the pocket and read the defense. What happened? He threw it right to us, man. It was like unbelievable, man. He's got a lot of coaching that needs to be done, and the Bears don't have the correct coaching for him, sadly.
And the other thing is the Bears made a lot of, or I should say at least the fans made a lot of, we added all of these offensive linemen to help out, and the only one who I would say really made an impact was Darnell Wright.
100%.
Especially on the 2-point conversion, because he did single-handedly beat Kenny Clark on a 2-point conversion. Other than that, the Bears' offensive line is the same as it was last year. It's still a problem. It's still a major problem. And to your point on the Fields pick six, it's not even that he threw the ball right to the Packers. It's that he had his eyes set where he was going to throw the ball. And he threw it there, and Quay Walker watched his eyes the whole way.
Yep.
On Devontae Wyatt, who was your X factor, he had the sack and a half. He had 2 quarterback hits aside from that. Had what I would say is a forced fumble. We put it on the graphic as half of a forced fumble, though it was credited to Kenny Clark. If you could split a forced fumble in half, I would give it to Kenny Clark and Devontae Wyatt, but together they forced it. So Devontae Wyatt was a great call by you. Matt LaFleur was a great call by Bryant, and I think calling Khalil Herbert as an X factor as well was a good pick by myself. So Jake and I are going to try to do more of these kind of film review type things, as well as some play breakdowns. So if you enjoy this stuff, let us know. Follow us, obviously, on all the platforms, and we will try to get more content out like this.